Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Cosmo. Welcome to my kitchen. We are back from an awesome morel hunt in the Pacific Northwest. We were out scouting yesterday, just looking at early season spots, not hoping to find much, but there were morels out and I brought some home. Today we're going to cook them up. We're going to put them on the cast iron. We're going to crisp them up a little bit, and then we're going to make a homemade Neapolitan pizza out on the Gosney Dome. Oh my, wait, look at this. Look at this cluster right here, guys. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. And there's more right here. Holy cow. Cleaning the morels is a process. Now, when you find them out in the wild, they kind of look like this. They look pretty clean, but they're full of dust. They're full of crud. They're full of pine pollen, all of that stuff. And there's nothing worse than biting into morel and tasting the grit. So what I do to prepare these is I will take them, I'll put them in a big bowl, huge bowl of water, dunk them, put a plate on top so they all get soaked. Let them soak in there for like half an hour. Agitate them around, change out the water. That water's gonna be brown and cloudy. Change out the water, take out the morels, put fresh water in there. Repeat that 2 or 3 times, at least 3, maybe 4, until that water is clear. And then put them in a colander, let them drain really well, put them in that colander inside another bowl in the fridge overnight, and this is what you get. They're still cool to the touch, there's still a little moisture in there, but now I'm confident there's not going to be any grit whatsoever. My favorite way to cut them is just to cut them lengthwise. And you could tell they're true morels when you look at them. They're hollow on the inside. All the way through, the stem is connected to the morel itself. It's not free floating. There's no fuzz in there like there would be like in a false morel or a verpa or anything like that. And you can also tell these are double walled. So lots of extra meat in there. They're awesome. So we're just gonna go through, take our time, cut them in half lengthwise. That's really all you need to do. As you're going through there, just making sure there's no critters, there's no dirt in there, making sure they're absolutely clean. I like to cut them this way because when you fry them, you'll get crispy on the edges, it'll help the moisture come out of there, and they'll really crisp up beautifully. There's going to be some sampling going on during the cooking process, and I just want to make sure that I got enough left over for the pizza. And these morels are ready to go. Check them out. They're all cut up. They're all clean. They look delicious. Now with morels, we're going to cook them on medium heat with a little bit of butter in there, a little bit of olive oil until we get the edges crispy. We do not want medium rare morels. Morels have a little bit of a toxicity to them, and cooking them cleans out and clears out all of that toxicity. So there's been a couple of incidents around the world of people eating undercooked morels, getting really sick, spending the weekend in the toilet, or worse. Just dump these guys in. We're going to try to get them on one layer so they get crispy. All right, we can see that we're getting some really nice color on these. They are crisping up really good. So let me show you what I'm talking about with the crispy edges. You see that one right there? Let's get a nice crispy edge on top. That's really what you want. It's almost time to make pizza, guys, but before we make pizza, we gotta go out to the garden and pick some basil. So let's go get some basil. Check out, here's my garden. It's looking good. Let's get some basil right here. All right, let's get, we just need a little bit. First we gotta cut this dough out. Get it into the semolina here. All right, we're gonna get this one going. You know, I haven't told this story a lot. We went to Italy a couple of years ago and I just kind of fell in love with that Neapolitan style pizza. And so, like anything else, if I try something and I like it, I want to learn how to do it. So, I practiced and started out doing it on the barbecue, which was okay. But I then wanted to do a little better, so I invested in a pizza oven. And I'm so glad I did, because the pizza coming out of that oven and the dough, which is kind of a learning curve thing too, it's restaurant quality. And I think I could go toe to toe now with any of these pizza places. I'm typically disappointed if I go to them unless it's an authentic Neapolitan pizza restaurant, which is rare. But if you've never had fermented dough that's been fermented for 24, 48, 72 hours, I encourage you, when you go out to a pizza restaurant, ask what they do with their dough. All right, so back to pizza. So we're gonna we've got our pesto base down. I got a little bit of Romano left. We're gonna use the rest of it. That's going on there. That's good. Now we're gonna put our stars on. The Morels, of course. With the outsides up. So it looks cool. There we go. We might have a couple of extras for later. Samples. Oh, that was a bad one. Okay, we got all those guys on there, a little bit of red onion. When I make the pizza, I always put the toppings under the cheese so they don't burn. This out. A little bit of fresh basil. Why is it all clumping together? Okay, that looks good. Now I'll put a little cheese on there. All right, let's just put the rest because I don't want to store what little is left. Okay, where's my peel? Okay, let's get ready to launch this guy. Round again. That's round-ish. All right, shake's good. Let's go. Oh. Perfect launch. In case you guys are wondering, this is the Ghazni Dome. It's the Generation 1. I bought it about a year ago. After doing a bunch of homework, I would absolutely buy this one again. Every time. It is a fantastic pizza oven. A lot of them out there that are good, but this one is awesome. Look at the oven spring on that pizza in there. I hope you guys can see that, man. That is so good. Just sizzling. 950 degrees in the oven, about 800 degrees on the 850 on the stone. Let's check for sure. Yeah, 800 degrees on the stone. Perfect for pizza. One more turn. Look at that, guys. Oh, goodness. All right, guys, the second one came off. Look at that. Looks even better than the other one. You guys can see that up close. Oh my. Okay. We gotta try this one. But also, look at the bottom. Oh, bottom is perfect. All right. Oops, got some on me. Happens. Okay, we're gonna try this one. Oh, the dough's airy and fluffy. Ah, so good. I will make this every time with Morels, and it'll make me want to go out and get more every time. So good. So good. I can't even believe it. Huh? Sorry, guys. Anyway, we got a few extras too. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't done a lot of cooking videos yet, but I really want to. If you guys enjoyed the content, let me know. I do a lot of cooking here at the house, and I cook from scratch, and I've got some pretty good recipes that I really enjoy. And I'd love to share those with you guys if you're interested. Anyway, let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe, tell your friends, and I look forward to you joining me on the next adventure. Thanks. Bye. Damn, that's good. Oh, bye. Holy crap, that's good.